Hello everyone, how are you today? How's everything? How was your weekend? Can you hear me, guys?
Hi, Miss.
Hello Catherine, how are you? How's everything? Hello Diego. I'm
I'm
checking
doing
your
good.
messages. Good? Did you get some rest during the weekend? Good, thank you for asking. I'm good, thanks. I got some rest. I'm full of energy for this second week. Okay, I am very good, thank you for asking. I hope you are as well. My dear friends, this is our second week of this Speak Call Center course. Let me show you what's our agenda for today. Remember that today we have our shorter session, yes, from today until the end. We start at 6 and we finish at 7:55, okay? That's our new schedule. Okay, this is our agenda for today. Let me show you. I hope you guys could catch up with the activities from last week, especially the ones that missed our lessons. Okay, here we are. Today is our class 3. Okay, today is October 2nd. Here we are. This is our agenda. Okay, our warm-up today is to review or remember some common phrases we usually use when we have phone calls, right? When we want to leave a message, when we want to take messages, okay? When we transfer calls, okay? So a very simple activity for warming up our brain and getting ready for our lesson today. After that, we will watch a video related to transferring calls correctly. That's our second topic. Remember that in this unit 2, we have like a sequence and we are studying all those steps, right? We started taking messages last week. Now we're going to start analyzing transferring calls, okay? We will discuss why it's important to know how to do it, how we can do it, okay? And then we will check out on warm versus cold call transfers. What is the difference? Okay, there's like a little difference on transferring calls. One, when you introduce the caller to your partner, yeah, the same person in the company, and the other one when you just transfer the call directly without saying anything, without giving information. Okay, so we're going to check out that. Then we have a very short activity that is Unit 2 Vocabulary 2. It is very short, it is very simple, and it's in the middle of our agenda, so you guys are going to work on it, okay? Remember my instructions. Then we will have 7 different situations, of course, related to this word of calls, of course, and you guys will be assigned to one of them, okay? And we will have the role play preparation first. If we have time, we can start with the presentation. If we don't, we will have the presentations tomorrow, okay? Later, I will show you how is it organized. Okay, my dear friends, before we start, what are the questions? What are the comments you want to make? What are the things you want to say? Tell me about it. Questions, comments, anything you want to say?
No, teacher.
Thank you, Karen. Any person who has a question? Remember, we are getting very close to our exam. When is our midterm, guys? When? Can you check the calendar very quickly? When is it? Can you remind me about it? I forgot. Oh, I'm afraid Karen is talking to us, but I can listen to her very well. So, another person who can tell us? Thank you, Karen, for that. Okay, thank you, Karen, for writing it in the chat. October 10th. Yes, you are right. That is the date of our midterm exam. That is the first one we will have, okay? based on units 1 and 2. It means that next Tuesday we are taking exam, okay? Next Tuesday by this time we are taking the test. Of course, we will have a short review on Monday. Do not worry, okay? On Monday, I will have some activities for you to practice and check everything we have done so far. On Tuesday, you guys will take the exam, okay? So please save the date in your calendar. Okay, perfect. Any question, any comments before we start? Are we ready? No comments? Okay, I just have 9 students in the meeting. I will check the attendance. Okay, we are ready for our warm-up. Look at this. This one is not very specific about transferring calls. It's not, but is like in a general way, those common phrases we use when we are asking a phone call or when we are calling, okay? So we have different phrases like hold the line, please hold, thank you for calling, when is a good time to call back, I transfer you now, could you tell him that I called? So you have to classify these expressions or phrases, yes, into these categories. Which of these are the ones we use when we are asking to wait? Which of these ones are the ones we use when we are ending a call? Okay? Which of these are useful for leaving a message? And what are the ones that we're going to study today related to transferring a call? Okay? That's what we're going to do. So you have to drag the phrase to the corresponding category. Questions about the exercise?
No, teacher.
Thank you, Manuela. Okay, let me check out the attendance very quickly. I'm sharing this link with you here in the chat. You guys start. Most of those phrases, we have studied them before, of course, in the previous sections. Maybe the ones that we have not checked in detail are the ones related to transferring calls. Okay, there you are. You have the link in the chat. Tell me if it works. And say present when I call your name. Okay, go ahead, guys. There you are. Karen.
Present, teacher.
Thank you, Karen. Santiago. Santiago, hello. Okay, he's not. Kiara.
Present, teacher.
Hey, Kiara, thank you. Jorge. Jorge. Okay, Natalia.
Present.
Okay, Natalia, thank you. Diego.
Present, teacher.
Awesome, thank you, Diego. Manuela.
Yes, teacher.
Okay, thank you, Manuela. Jessica. Okay, Jessica was writing something to me. Thank you for telling me that, Jessica. I hope you feel better. Okay. Catherine.
Present, Miss.
Okay, Catherine, thank you. Marlon. Marlon. Okay. Mandy. Mandy. Manuel.
Hello, teacher. Present.
Okay, Manuel. María. María Alejandra. Okay, Mandy, I just saw your message. Thank you. Okay, Maria is not in the meeting. Vanessa.
Present, teacher.
Thank you, Vanessa. Okay, very good, my friends. Tell me when you are done. Are you guys done? Is there any person who wants to share their screen and show us their work?
Teacher, 1 minute, please.
Okay, Manuela, don't worry. Yes, more time. Yes, Mandy?
Teacher, I have problems with my connection.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, I hope it fixes very soon. Just tell me if you need, I don't know, if I need to send you the links or anything, and maybe you can watch the videos we are going to discuss to your cell phone, okay? Or when you have time, just keep me updated. Okay, my dear friends, if any of you wants to share your screen, that would be a great idea. If nobody wants, I have these organized expressions for us to analyze, okay? Any volunteer? Okay, I will. Here we are. This is the classification of those expressions. I think it was easy, wasn't it? Let's check. Here we are. So, what are those possible expressions? Because, of course, there are more, yeah? We use when we want someone to wait, yeah? Remember, we need to be polite, so we need to act in a very nice way. Here we have some. I'm going to read these ones and then you help me with the others. Can you please hold a moment? One moment, please. Hold the line, please. Please hold. Okay? Even if they are using hold, right? Yeah, that is like a direct instruction. Yes. We are also using the word please to sound more formal. Is there any other one you guys remember and we can put here in this category? Any other expression for asking someone to wait in a call? Any other one that comes to your mind that you want to share? Not really?
Necesito esa funcionaria que es la de la URI. Pues póngame a Luz Marina, dígame, por favor.
Okay, you are asking someone to transfer your call, maybe. That's a real life example. Okay, I was kidding. Now, let's check out the ones for leaving a message. I am asking Diego to please read the first one.
Leave a message. When is a good time to call back?
Yes.
Leave a message, please. Would you like to leave a message? And could you tell him that I called?
Yes. Very good, Diego. Perfect. And of course, there are more, yes, we can use for leaving a message. Okay, thank you. Now we have the ones for ending a call. Okay. Now, Catherine, can you please help me with these ones?
Sure, miss. Ending a call. Thank you. Thank you very much for your help. Thanks for the information. Have a nice day and thank you for calling.
Very good, Catherine. Thank you so much. You guys will use these phrases at the end of the lesson today when you are preparing your role play, yeah? Because even if each pair has a different situation, yeah, the phrases you use for these functions are basically the same, okay? So that's vocabulary you guys can recycle and practice and get very familiar with them. Okay, and these ones are the ones we use for transferring a call. Yes, this is the topic of today, transferring calls in a correct way, of course. So, Natalia, please help me read this four.
Ending a call, teacher.
No, transferring a call.
Transferring a call. I transfer you now. I put you through now. I connect you now. I'm sorry. Her line is busy.
Yes, and these ones are very simple, but remember that last week I gave you a very, very great workbank related to these phrases with more of them, more options, and of course, more details, right? So it's a good idea for you to go back and check. Okay, very good, guys. Now let's start with the topic today. Let's go. Our topic today is transferring calls. That is basically when you put someone, yes, in the call with another helper, okay? Another call center agent who will help you and help the client or the customer solve the problem and situation. So here we are. When it comes to customer service, the way you handle a caller and the way you transfer their call makes all the difference in building or losing a customer connection. Remember that the idea is to just give them a very good experience so they are relieved and they trust you that you are really helpful, yeah? These easy tips show best practices for transferring calls correctly. So we are going to watch a very short video. Yes, I will project it once. If you feel that that's not like a very good quality, I just send you the link. You watch it on your own. It's just like 3 minutes, no more. So we can do it like that. And then we can discuss about it. Yeah, we can just answer these questions. Why is it important to know how to transfer calls? Yeah, of course, in an appropriate way. And what are those tips, yes, or the strategies that we can use when we are doing it? Those are the 2 questions I would like you to comment on this video. And of course, any other comments and information you want to discuss from it. Okay, so let's watch the video together and let's analyze how we can transfer calls in the appropriate way. Here we are. Okay. Remember that these videos, you guys find them, let me just type where, in the study captions. Okay, in our platform study captions section, you guys find like the sequence of the videos we are analyzing. Okay, so that's a great idea for you to check them when you have time. Okay, let's go. Customer connections, transferring calls correct.
Oh yeah, all transfers. I mean, this is what really gets me. I tell my story to someone, and I think I've been very.
Okay, I think I'm going to go back.
Oh yeah, all transfers. I mean, this is what really gets me. I tell my story to someone, and I think I've been very articulate with my problem. And then they pass me on to someone else, and I have to repeat the whole story one more time. They pass me on to someone else. I have to repeat it again. It's absurd. I just have to repeat myself over and over again. I mean, at some point, it just gets to be ridiculous.
So I love it when I'm in the middle of a sentence and I hear, hold please, and then I get immediately sent to telephone timeout. I mean, on one hand, I have to laugh because it's not that big of a deal, but to cut someone off like that is just rather rude, right?
The way you handle the caller and the way you handle the transfer make all the difference when building or losing a customer connection.
Thank you for calling the law offices of Barrett and Morgan. This is Lauren.
Hi, my name is Daryl Patterson. I'm looking for an attorney who can help me with estate planning. Is that something your firm handles?
It certainly is, Mr. Patterson. I'd like to connect you with Diana Ward, one of our attorneys who specializes in wills and trusts. May I put you on hold for a moment while I see if she's available?
Sure.
Thank you, Mr. Patterson. Hi, Diana. I have a gentleman on the phone. His name's Daryl Patterson. He's looking for help with estate planning. Are you available to consult with him? Great, thank you.
That's all there is to it. So let's review the best practices when transferring calls correctly. Ask permission to put a caller on hold, then wait for a response. Don't say transfer to the caller. Say you'll connect them to the right person.
Okay.
When transferring, speak briefly to the person receiving the call to introduce the situation. And be sure the transferred call is picked up quickly.
I wonder if you guys could see the video well. Could you? Hello. Guys, are you there? Okay, what's wrong?
Yes, miss. Could you play again the video?
Sure, of course. Thank you, Karen. Now, using the subtitles, okay? Maybe they help you. We are going to go back and remember my questions, okay? What are those best tips or practices or strategies we can use and follow when we are transferring codes, yeah? And why is it important to do it the right way? So let me see, we can use the subtitles. Oh, no, this is not, sorry. English, okay. Sometimes I don't like them because they interrupt what the video shows us, but okay, let's do it like that.
Oh yeah, all transfers. I mean, this is what really gets me. I tell my story to someone, and I think I've been very articulate with my problem. And then they pass me on to someone else, and I have to repeat the whole story one more time. They pass me on to someone else. I have to repeat it again. It's absurd. I just have to repeat myself over and over again. I mean, at some point, it just gets to be ridiculous.
So I love it when I'm in the middle of a sentence and I hear, hold please, and then I get immediately sent to telephone timeout. I mean, on one hand, I have to laugh because it's not that big of a deal, but to cut someone off like that is just rather rude, right?
The way you handle the caller and the way you handle the transfer make all the difference when building or losing a customer connection.
Thank you for calling the law offices of Barrett and Morgan. This is Lauren.
Hi, my name is Daryl Patterson. I'm looking for an attorney who can help me with estate planning. Is that something your firm handles?
It certainly is, Mr. Patterson. I'd like to connect you with Diana Ward, one of our attorneys who specializes in wills and trusts. May I put you on hold for a moment while I see if she's available?
Sure.
Thank you, Mr. Patterson. Hi, Diana. I have a gentleman on the phone. His name's Daryl Patterson. He's looking for help with estate planning. Are you available to consult with him? Great, thank you.
That's all there is to it. So let's review the best practices when transferring calls correctly. Ask permission to put a caller on hold, then wait for a response. Don't say transferred to the caller. Say you'll connect them to the right person. When transferring, speak briefly to the person receiving the call to introduce the situation. And be sure the transfer call is picked up quickly.
Okay, let me see what's going on in the chat. Okay, Jessica. Okay, now I'm sharing with you the link of the video and you are sharing with me the ideas you got from it. What information, what the essential information for it. What do we need to follow or know or take into account when we transfer calls? Why is it important to do it correctly? Thank you, Jessica. I hope you feel better, okay? Don't worry. Yes, you can check the slides and you will see the activity from today, okay? Okay, my dear friends, tell me about it. Tell me about transferring calls. Why is it important to do it correctly? You are so quiet today. What's wrong? The weekend? Thank you, Manuel, for raising your hand.
Well, teacher, first, it's important because you can like transfer to the correct person. So you are the filter for that. And also, you have to do it like quick enough to make sure you are understanding the people needs, what the person needs, but at the same time, you don't have to do it like so quick, maybe because maybe you can misunderstand what the people wants to say, or maybe you can cut him or cut her off. Also, try to the person who's transferring has to explain the person who you are transferring to, in order to not make the person to repeat all the problem again and again.
Very good. Thank you, Manuel. Yes, Manuel is mentioning very, very essential information, right? And all of those aspects need to be taken into account, because that's the right way to do it. If you transfer the call to the wrong person, maybe the client or the customer will be, a little bit angry and think, he or she may think that it's wasting time, yeah, a waste of time to do that. So thank you so much. Any other person who wants to say anything related to the video? Any other one?
Miss?
Uh-huh.
Miss, I think it's important because the caller feels satisfied and doesn't get angry if the situation is explaining to him, and also to solve their problem, right?
You are totally right. Very good, Catherine. Thank you. And thank you for raising your hand. Okay, perfect. Any other person who wants to say or comment on the video? Now I have a question for you. When the girl or the lady was transferring the call, did she introduce the caller to the other person who was taking the call or no? Was she doing that, or did she do that?
Yes, teacher. Yes, she was.
Yes, right? She actually kind of told the person what the person needed. Yeah. So that's what I mentioned at the beginning of the presentation, and that is related to the difference between warm transfer, yes, and a cold transfer. So let me show you some information related to it. Here we are. Warm versus cold transfers. It's very simple. Yeah, there is not like a very big difference, and it's very easy to understand. So we have those two types of cold transfers. Yeah. Here we are with the first one. Warm versus, okay, warm and cold. So here we are. Well, if I read, it will be a little bit boring. So let me ask another person to read. Kiara, can you please? Okay, let me just put this a little bit bigger. Here we are. Kiara.
Yes, teacher. Warm transfers versus cold transfers. There are two types of cold transfers: warm or attended transfer and cold or blind transfers. When we're transferring a color, you'd introduce the color and provide the context to the person to whom you're transferring the call. On the other hand, a call transfer involves routing a call directly to another person without introducing the caller or providing any background information. The decision to use a warm or cold transfer depends on the situation and the desired outcome.
Very good. Thank you, Kiara. So, very simple. If you provide information, yeah, the information that is necessary to the other person to help the client, you are doing a warm transfer. Yes. If you don't, you are doing a cold transfer. So maybe you are asking yourself, like, yeah, like when do we need to do one or the other? How do we know, right? So here we are. When to use a warm transfer? A warm transfer typically provides a better customer experience, of course, because the person is experiencing and feeling that you really care. And now that they have or you have direct communication and connection, the problem could be solved in a better and faster way, right? And the caller doesn't have to repeat themselves. Yeah, like saying again. I think that's very annoying. Sometimes I find myself doing that when I call, customer service, and then they just transfer the call to another person, but that's a totally different thing, or I don't know, or area, and they have to repeat that again and again and again, and you can spend hours doing that. Yeah, so warm transfer avoids that. Yeah, and the process ensures they speak with the right team member who can help. Okay, so we can use this option when a caller needs assistance with a complex issue that requires expert support, because you go direct to the person, okay? Warm transfers are most appropriate for escalation calls, emotional situations, and conversations around sensitive subject matters. They're also helpful for building customer relationships by delivering a personalized experience, which often results in faster resolution. Let me tell you something. I am honest with you. Sometimes when I call customer service, I just dial the one that says, I don't know, for getting products or services that involves money. And I know that they are going to answer right away, right? Because I know that they care about selling things. And of course, that is my responsibility to know that they are going to transfer my call to another person, because they would not be in charge of dealing with my situation. But it's just the way I find, quick, because if I just dial what they want, it's like, okay, doing this. It works sometimes. Okay. Now, here we have an example. Let me ask one of you to read that. After Kiara, okay, we have Manuel. Manuel, please.
Okay, teacher, let us consider an example where a customer calls in with a product issue. The customer explains the issue to the agent, but after learning more, the agent needs to transfer the question to a specialist. With a warm transfer, the agent can give their colleague a quick briefing on what has been discussed. So when the customer gets transferred, they are simply able to pick up where the last call left off.
Yes, exactly. So if you, this is something that okay, simply is without any problem, okay? Simply, without any problem. If you had the power of controlling when to transfer in a cold or warm way, I know that you would choose doing it in a warm way because that's more effective, right? But if the company doesn't let you do that all the time, you have to follow the protocol, remember, okay? You have to accept, what's that? What is our expression? Accept direction or accept instruction. That is when your boss tells you what to do, and they have, those plans and scripts ready for you in the company, because you are not the owner of it, and sometimes you cannot make decisions on your own, okay? But of course, warm transfers are more effective. Now, what about the cold transfer? The cold transfer. A call transfer is appropriate when the caller requests to speak with a specific person or department. You can connect them with the right team member quickly for streamlined experience. It's also suitable for handling urgent or time-sensitive calls, especially when the person asks you directly that she or he needs that person or talks to that area. Okay? So you don't have to explain the problem again and the issue and introduce that. The person is asking you, yeah, for getting connected to that area or specific person. Call transferring a call can also be a better option if a contact center face phases, sorry, a search and agents must resolve the calls within a specific period. They offer the fastest way to get customers to the right team members who can help. Yeah, because remember that we also have time limitations. So you cannot take the time to express and indicate and explain all those things again. Yes, it's like a more direct way. Okay, let's ask someone to read this. Okay, after Manuela, we have Mandy. Mandy, can you please?
Yes, teacher, of course.
Here we are. Oh, sorry. This one. Why less personal?
Okay, teacher. Teacher, could you keep this advice? I don't know what is this.
I'm afraid I can't, but it's okay. You don't need it. Just this part.
Okay, teacher. While less personal, call transfer can sometimes be the more efficient way to handle communications. Maintain an excellent customer experience by telling the caller they're being transferred and why. Also, provide them with a callback number in case there's an interruption of the call gets disconnected.
Thank you so much, Mandy. This is very important, guys. Yeah. If you had the power to do this, it would be wonderful and useful, because sometimes when we are in those long calls and, transferring from one person to the other and doing all of those things that really get people annoyed, we can get interruptions that are out of control. So if the person does not have a callback, it will be a waste of time and has to start the process again, over again. Yeah. Okay, here we have an example of a call transfer. Okay. Thank you, Mandy, for reading. After Mandy, we have Manuela.
Okay, teacher. Let us consider an example when a call transfer makes sense. If a customer calls in with an urgent, I don't know how to say, urgent request, or they are trying to reach a different department, you can help them quickly with a call transfer. They immediately get routed to the person that can help them, minimizing unnecessary conversation along the way.
Very good. Yes, that's like very common and useful in an emergency. Yeah, because it just avoids the whole thing of explaining. Yes, and goes direct to the person. So we have warm transfer and cold transfer. Any question about these two methods? Okay, let me tell you something. Here we are giving you and providing you some examples and ideas and strategies, but these will always depend on the company. You cannot say, well, teacher Sandy said that more transfer was better, so I'm doing that. Yeah, but you have to follow all the instructions and rules and, directions from the company. So remember why accepting direction is so important. Because sometimes even if we do not agree with that, it's better to do what it is in the plan, okay? In some other cases, of course, you will have that option of making decisions on your own, but most of the cases, it depends on the company because it's part of the protocol, okay? Questions, my dear friends? Questions about warm transfers and cold transfers? Okay, so let's summarize this part with the tips we got from the video and from this little discussion related to what are those things we can do when we are transferring calls. Let's summarize them. What can you say? Guys? Okay. Anyone? Okay. So let's just recall those words from the video or sentences or strategies. So remember, you need to ask the person you're talking, yes, permission to put them on hold. Yes, and put you on hold. I'm going to contact you or connect you with the right person who helps you about this issue. Yes, so ask permission to put the caller on hold. Yeah, what else? What can we say instead of transfer? What can we say?
Connect.
Yes, very good, Manuela. Okay, thank you, Manuela, for raising your hand. It's better to say connect. Yes, I'm going to connect you with the right person. Okay, connect instead of transfer. Even if you know that you are doing that, you are transferring a call. Yeah, you know that vocabulary, but when you are talking to the person, you say connect. Yes, that's better. Then this is talking about the warm transfer because that was the example of the video. Yeah, when you are transferring in a warm way, you need to introduce the call when transferring. Yes, introduce and give the necessary details for the other person to know and help. That way is very efficient, okay? And there's another tip or thing that we need to take into account, and that is very, very important because we all matter about the time, right? So be sure what? Be sure the transfer call is picked up quickly. Yeah, so sometimes you transfer, well, you know, or people transfer the call and that is so long to just be picked up by another person. Okay, so that's very important to do. Very good, guys. That's about transferring calls. Of course, in Moodle, you guys have more activities to discuss. Like, for example, if you just check and you have questions, you can bring them to the lessons or to work on your own. Now, let me show you. I'm sharing this website. When you have more time to check it, it's a good idea to explore. Yes. And now, in our agenda, before the role plays related to transferring calls and things, we have this. Okay. This is a Moodle activity. It is not connected to transferring calls specifically. It's just about vocabulary. Yes, in a more general way. It's very simple, I swear. But it also helps you reduce what you have to do outside the class. That is what we talked last week, right? So it's a very good way for you to also work on those activities. This one, you guys find it in our hands-on section. Yes, of course, unit 2, because all units have hands-on study capsules. Yeah, so in our section hands-on, you look for unit 2, vocabulary 2, and it will take you around 10 minutes maximum. It's not so long, okay? So please keep me updated if anything is not working for you, or just in case you guys cannot do it now for any convenient reason, okay? Just tell me. Let me type it here in the chat. Unit 2, hands-on vocabulary 2. Okay. It is very simple. You guys have some words and you have to drag them and match them with the correct definition. Go ahead, guys. Please tell me if they work.
Yes, teacher, is work.
Okay, it's working. Thank you, Manuel. Okay, just tell me when you are done. I don't need to rush, you know, but just keep me updated. You can take your time. Okay, very good. You are done. Awesome. Was it easy? It was very easy, right? Okay, perfect. According to the time, I think that we can just have the time for preparing the role plays, and tomorrow we can present the role plays, which is not a problem. Okay, my dear friends, let me show you the different situations we have, and you guys work on them. I see a few people saw, well, maybe the others will have the chance to work on the situations later, but this is very important for us to start, like modeling situations and working on them, and of course in a spoken way, of course. So here we are. This is the link for your situations. Let me show you what is it about. Okay. We are going to work in couples. We cannot have groups of 3 because the idea is to practice, the calls. So let me go to each situation with you. Here we are. You guys are going to be assigned one room, of course. Yeah. You are going to place the situation according to the room. Do not worry about this number because in the beginning you have like, okay, 1, 2, 3, but later you will find 8 and it does not match the slide. For example, look, this is the slide 7, which corresponds to the room 7, but the situation 9 is okay. Do not worry about it, okay? So we have 7 different situations for you. These are very, very clear on what they want you to do. You have 2 roles, of course, role 1A or 2 or 4 or 3A, and role B. Yes? And they explain what you have to do. For example, in this first situation, let's check out that. You need to telephone your doctor. You have an appointment on Tuesday the 3rd at 16:45, but you need to change it to Thursday the 5th at 13. On Monday 9th, you are busy all day, but Tuesday 10, you have a free day. Telephone the doctor's clinic and speak to the receptionist. Make a new appointment. Okay, you are the caller, and then the other person is the receptionist. You are the receptionist at medical center, the doctor's clinic that you need to call, right? You have no free appointments on Thursday 5th. Oh my God, as the doctor will be away that day. The next day the doctor is free is Monday 9. Answer the telephone and help the patient make a new appointment, taking into account their considerations, of course, related to dates and availability. Okay, so this is the first one. We have the second one. You need to telephone your partner at his or her office. You plan to be home early today so you could go out for dinner together, but you have to stay at work until very late. Telephone your partner's office and tell him or tell her the bad news. You cannot make it to the appointment. Make sure you say sorry, of course. The other person is the one who is going to receive the refusal. You work at, oh no, it's not the person because it's another one. Look, you work at Smith and Jones Publishing Limited in an office with one other person. He or she is in an important meeting and you are taking messages if anyone telephones. Answer the telephone and take the message from this person who needs to tell her or his friend that she or he is not attending the meeting. Okay, so it's kind of interesting because they are different situations and you have to interact each other, and the idea is that I want to I would like to listen to all of you, so that's why you have plenty of time for preparing the conversation now, and tomorrow we can start our lesson, by presenting these role plays. Okay, if you need help, please call me. I'll be here for you. There are 7 slides with 7 different situations, and the roles are very, very organized and described. Yeah, so you guys can check. questions about the activity? What are the questions? Okay, we are going to prepare our scripts today. Tomorrow we are going to present the situations. Let's go. Let me organize the couples very quickly. Well, I don't do it. It's Zoom, which does it. 11. So let's try like this. 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, and 1. Okay. Let me see. So maybe if we have 1, well, maybe you have to create the script and the other person. Okay, let me say this because it is a little bit hard, to work with 3 when we have only 2 roles. So if you are in a group of 3, what you can do is to just create a different response to that. Yeah, like for example, I am here with Kiara and Catherine. Okay, Kiara takes the role of A and Catherine B, and I am taking the role of B as well, with a different, different information, like different response, like change some things, just little things. I know that basically the intention and the function is the same, but you can change some things, and Kiara repeats, the presentation because she's A and we two are B. Yeah, so okay, now she calls me and I answer in a different way, and Catherine does it in a different way. I don't want you to just have like extra work, but some things that can be changed, like little things. Okay? Is it clear? Okay.
Yes, teacher.
Okay, let's go and let's do it. Just call me when you need any help. Take your time, you can create the scripts. That's it. Let's go. Oh, Manuela, you are on your own. That's why you're calling me, right?
Yes, teacher.
But Manuel was supposed to be. Oh, no, no, no. No, that was Santiago, Manuel. Manuela. They got disconnected. Who
Who,
was
teacher?
working
Who?
with you?
No,
No one?
anybody. No.
Okay, give me a second. Vanessa was with you. Oh no, but Vanessa is here, so. Oh my God. Let me just see what was wrong because it was very organized
Don't
and
worry,
one
teacher.
person is out.
Okay, don't worry.
Because if the person does not come to your room, I need to send you to another room. But that's
Okay.
a little bit disorganized. Let me just go back to the main room to see if there is any waiting. Yeah.
Okay.
And if not, I send you to another room. Okay.
Right, teacher. Okay.
Thank you, Manuel. Okay, boys and girls, thank you so much for working hard. Not all of you, but some of you register your work in the slides. I see Kiara, Diego, and Manuela are done, as well as Karen and Manuel, but you were supposed to be the group of 3. Apart from Manuela, okay. Okay, let me just check something. We only have 3 people, well, 3 rooms. Mandy and Catherine, Diego, Manuela, Kiara, Manuel and Karen. Ah, okay, Vanessa and Natalia as well. Vanessa and Natalia, is that your conversation done?
No,
Yes?
teacher. We are
No, teacher.
missing with some
Okay,
points.
You're missing some. Okay, perfect. So let me check. Okay, as I gave you lots of time, the idea is that these conversations need to be ready for tomorrow. So if you can complete, what you are missing and feed them, that's wonderful, because tomorrow that's the first activity we're going to do. I will listen to you. Well, we all are listening to you. I will present the situation for the whole class, and then we will listen to our couple, because that way they can also enrich their language and vocabulary with your conversations, okay? So I kindly ask you to please finish if you did not, and also prepare it so you guys can, do it in a very fluent way. Yeah, the idea is to do it tomorrow, okay? Questions? Anything you want to say or add?
No, teacher, it's fine.
Okay, my dear friends, I hope you guys have a wonderful night. I will see you tomorrow. These minutes left are for the ones who still need to finish the conversation, so you don't have extra work, okay? Please do it. And tomorrow, I won't give you any more time. I just ask you to please present the role play in our class, okay? Have a wonderful night. See you tomorrow, guys. Bye-bye. Take care. See you tomorrow.
Teacher, bye-bye.
Bye, teacher. Thank you.
Good night,
Bye.
miss. See you
See you
tomorrow.
tomorrow.